People have a KONOS manual as a parent manual as their directive. So let's say they've got other curriculum that they're busy with. They also get KONOS curriculum to be like a guide to them that we're going to be doing stewardship now for the next while. But the difficulty is they don't have time for it, because what happens is they're busy with so many books that there's not time to have activity time. Whereas stewardship is, build this and make that. And parents are afraid of it because it takes time. And the time it takes is all stuff in your own kitchen, your own household, the things you need. And the time for us that it took wasn't, I've never experienced KONOS as taking time. It's like saying parenting takes time. I experienced it, this is what we're doing this week. These are the activities, and the children did them. So it was more directed play. So if you've got a curriculum and they're going to be studying botany and they're going to be doing plants, for example, you know that there's plants in patients, and the patients unit, because you've glanced through it. So now you'll remember they're not just studying plants for the sake of plants, you can actually bring patients into it. So that's how people start to overlap them. But what happens if they want to embrace the full learning lifestyle, whereby they're not spending as much time on knowledge, but more on the lifestyle of training the character, they end up only doing KONOS, maths, language, and Bible study, and then add the sciences I've suggested. That's what an Oikos family that is only Oikos living from birth all the way through to adults. There's a number of them in South Africa. Ones that have done it that way don't have other things. They don't have that and then a piece from that and a piece from that, because it's enough, because their lifestyle takes up all their learning. If you hear what I mean, they soon discover they don't need more. And the word is enough, actually. You see, with KONOS, what happens is when you're studying a character trait and the children are being trained in that character trait, geography, history, science, all those social study subjects happen naturally. They're not separated. Because so you could take, yes, yeah. You can see what they're doing in geography and decide whether you're going to use that geography book you've got with the curriculum you've bought as a reference book. So you see what I'm saying? So it becomes part of your home library. So now you've got these science books and geography books, and now you live in KONOS, but you're going there for the reference book to learn about. So you'll be using that geography book and pieces jumping around all over the place to get the material you need from it, the knowledge you need from it to help this lesson. That's what people do when they've got piles of resources. It's not that you chuck the resources out and say, well, now that was a waste of money, and now I've spent all this money on that. I said, no, it's all a process. It's a learning, it's a journey. It's a journey. And as you're traveling it, you find what you need, what you don't need. You might start off with a little green bug like their car and end up with a combi because you've got 5 children. So it's like that. You sort of develop as you go. And it's like that with home education. You are going to collect books along the way. And they become part of your home library. But the danger is the caution is to not fall into the books becoming your learning focus. Yeah.
The books is expensive. It's a lot. So, just trying to finish that takes up so much time.
Try not to think of it as finishing it. Try to think of it.
Again, the school mindset.
See it as a reference book, and that whether you pick it up and put it down and pick it up and put it down, it's like those science books. It's not start on page 1 and finish. It's use the topic out of them that is of interest at that time. You're studying orderliness with KONOS, and you're studying the planets and the moons because you're doing orderliness, and God put everything in order for a reason, and He wants us to be orderly people. And the reason why He wants us to be orderly people is so He can bless us. Because when things are in order, we are blessed. When they're in chaos, we're not blessed. So now we're teaching our children the value of orderliness, and we're talking about the stars and the planets, and then we've got an astronomy book. So now it's almost like you put KONOS aside almost for a while, because now you're delving into the astronomy book because you're discovering more about orderliness, as well as discovering about God as the creator, you see, and so they all sort of start blending together. So for us, Oikos is a lifestyle of learning and life happening and character building and God focus. Maths and language is on the side. Because I know today that if my daughter never did maths and language, but she was a happily married woman with the man that God gave her, it wouldn't matter to me whether she could actually, how well she had managed to get through the resources or not. What would matter to me is what is mattering today. So we just got to keep reminding ourselves what's important to God and what is He smiling on, and what is pleasing Him. Yeah.